Hey guys, it's Benjamin with Benjamin's Exotics, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the first ball python clutch that's been produced so far in the 2020 breeding season. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be actually taking a look at the first ball python clutch that's been produced so far in the 2020 breeding season, and it is actually this girl on the top shelf right here. So this is actually a cinnamon female that was bred to a coral glow male, and I'll actually show him off real quick. That guy right there, really nice, pretty high contrast, and you know, you have some cool blushing on that coral glow. And it looks like, I haven't counted so far, but it looks like she's up to 7 or 8 eggs. I came in here about an hour and a half ago, and she had about 1 or 2 eggs left, and I think she had 6 or 7. So let's actually take a look at this girl before we pull the eggs. Now she is kind of out of the resting stage. After these females lay, they have about an hour, maybe hour and a half before they'll actually start to freak out, but she's definitely in the alert stage, and if I'm not careful, she will tag me. And as you guys can see, she is really just being a good mama, really defensive, but she is coming out for me at the front. She can detect my heat signature, and you can see she's pushed 1 egg out, which is pretty standard when they lay a bunch of eggs, and I think she's at least got 6 or 7, maybe even 8 eggs in that coil. So we're actually going to go ahead and shut the tub. I'll set up a tripod and we'll go ahead and pull the eggs away from this girl. Okay, so at this point we have the tripod set up, and I'm going to try to do my best that I can to get all of this in the shot of the camera, but it might be a little bit difficult. So let's actually open this girl up, and she is actually quite irritated at this point, and oh dear, she's really getting worked up. Now, I do not want to make her strike because she's gonna move around these eggs, and the eggs are really the biggest priority. So let's actually get her all the way out. Hopefully you guys can see a pretty good shot for the camera. Oh, come on, girl. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just gonna come in here. Come on, you're okay. I'm not using a hook because I don't really feel it necessary, and I don't want her to actually tear the seal on these eggs, and I don't want her to strike either. So come on, girl, come on. She's in a really bad position right now. Shh, it's okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know. Actually grab the tail. She's really got some loose skin. Oop, oop, oop. Come on, come on. Because I don't want her to actually strike one of the eggs, because they probably don't have a heat signature like a human, but definitely like a warm water balloon, so she just flicked one around. But let's actually check her. Okay, so once they're out, they're normally good, and they normally won't strike, and she is empty, I can tell you of that. Last time on the first clutch, last year for the Mojave, we actually pulled her out with an egg still inside of her, but she is emptied out. She is really skinny. So we're actually going to put her in a holding tub beneath, and let's actually take a closer look at these eggs. So fortunately, it looks like we got pretty good odds on all of these guys. These are all fertile, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe. All look really good, no slugs at all. I actually turn off the light real quick when we actually get a, basically I'll candle these eggs. I don't flip the eggs, and a lot of people freak out about, you know, oh, you gotta flip the eggs up to make sure the embryo's at the top. If you want to, you can do that, but generally I don't, and I've had pretty good success. So we actually turn the lights off, and we can get a good shot of the internal vein work of these eggs. Okay, so hopefully this is dark enough. It should be. I don't know how it turned out on the camera, but if we take a light and we actually go and we shine on one of these eggs, you can see, hopefully you guys can see, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. It's a little bit hard because I'm working with the tripod, but the vein work on that egg looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. I can see the embryo. That one looks real good. Looks good. Good. That one looks really good. Good vein work on that. And again, the embryo on that one is pretty close to the top. So with all these eggs, I'm pretty good about, you know, being confident that these are completely fertile and going to be good in the incubator. And again, I'm not going to freak out, you know, flip all these eggs over and take them apart to try to get the embryo to be exactly at the top, because again, as long as the female has fertile eggs, for the most part, within the first 12 to 24 hours, the embryo will actually move, so I don't really have that concern of the embryo drowning. Now, if it has been, you know, like more than a day after the female's laid, you might want to do that, but in this case, I'm not going to. And actually, for the purposes of today's video, I might be able to get a pretty good shot of me actually putting these eggs in the tub without having to take the tub off of the rack. So let me actually grab, what I normally do is I'll use basically like, what are these things called? Ear picks or Q-tips, whatever you want to call these, the things used to clean out your ears, and I will use these to basically keep the eggs in place when I put them in the egg box. This egg box has, basically, I'll show you guys my quick setup if you guys can see on the camera. Nothing too fancy. We're using a 6-quart Sterilite tub, Paralite in the bottom, kept really humid, and then we have this egg crate slash light diffuser on the top. So let's actually take these eggs and put them into the incubator. Again, there's egg number 1, or actually into the egg box, I should say. I'm going to slide these guys back just a little bit so I can probably get a little bit better shot on the camera of me putting these in the box. There's egg number 2. Really trying to make sure these guys don't slide. And then these are all connected, so if I can be really quite gentle and delicate taking out this whole egg pile, I'm just going to set these guys directly into the box. Now, hopefully, let's see if I can actually get the camera to turn a little bit. This thing has too many knobs on it to figure out. We got it? There we go. So, oh, there we go. That's a lot better. So this is actually, like you guys can see, the egg box we have these guys set up in. And pretty standard, like I said, I think I counted right, 8 eggs. And we're going to take the Q-tips, just like so, and I'm just going to kind of position them around the eggs to keep them in place. These two are not connected by the sticky kind of whatever you want to call it, adhesive that the female actually puts out, and they put this adhesive on the eggs to make sure that they don't roll, which is pretty cool evolutionary thing to think about. So we're actually going to stick one in there, stick another Q-tip kind of like that. Oops. Don't want to make these guys move too much. And again, these are just kind of to really try to keep them in place, because I will check up on them normally twice during the incubation period. I'll always look inside the incubator just to make sure nothing's rotting or there's no, you know, problems going on with the eggs. But I just do this to make sure that when I'm checking, there's no chance that these are going to roll. And like I said, again, the embryo, so what the thing is that the embryo will actually normally adhere to the top of the egg, and you don't want to roll that egg in theory because the embryo will actually drown inside of the egg, and the embryo is basically the point at which development starts. Now, while this is the case, and I have done a lot of research on this, it appears to be, especially in python eggs, that for the first, 12 to 24 hours, the embryo isn't actually concrete in its position inside of the egg. So if you do move the egg or roll it a little bit within that first 12 to 24 hour span, I really don't see any reason that the egg would not hatch. Of course, after that, so if you've had, a clutch been sitting for days and an egg does get rolled, at that point, you probably do want to go ahead and make sure that the embryo is at the top. But again, these eggs have literally just been laid within the last few hours, and I have no problems, or I'm pretty confident that these are not going to have any problems, and I don't want these guys to be touching the side of this at all as well. I should probably mention that because I don't want the condensation actually getting in contact with the egg, because if the eggs take on too much moisture, actually we just did an incubator video on this, but if the eggs take in too much physical moisture, meaning that they're actually in contact with standing water for a long time, they'll actually absorb that water and they can actually drown. So I don't want them to be touching the sides of the tub, and of course the lid, we want to make sure that there's not too much condensation gathering on that could actually fall down and hit the eggs. So this is pretty much all I'm going to do. We're pretty close to being finished with this setup right here. Again, just making sure these guys are not going to move when I go to check on them in the incubator, and that should be just about it. I'll slide one more in here just for the heck of it, and there we go. That is successfully, or I should say, this is a pretty good demonstration of how you're going to pull ball python eggs. Now we're actually going to take these eggs, we're going to set them up in the incubator. This was, like I said, a cinnamon bred to a coral glow male. So within probably 60 days from now, we're incubating at about 89 to 90 degrees. We should have a really pretty, amazing, healthy clutch of cinnamon coral glow ball pythons. So hope you guys did enjoy and most importantly benefit from today's video. Again, this is a really interesting clutch. I've been waiting for it for a long time, for the past few months, and I'm just starting to get coral glow into some of the projects that we're working at here at Benjamin's Exotics. And this is actually Dad, like I showed earlier. Just a little bit of a good look at this guy as we end off the video. Really pretty snake, and I mean, I'm really excited to see the result of that dark black, or I should say the dark brown even, from the cinnamon, and how it reacts with the purple colors of the coral glow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.